Well, hello and welcome back to Roadwarden. We are just hanging out in this nice little area. Um, so let's begin. Stretches out her arm and grabs a bowl. Give me a moment. You sit down at the clean table. After a moment, the keeper brings you old rye bread, a fistful of nuts, a roasted rat, and a mug of acorn brew. Once you're done, Foggy packs the leftovers for you as a snack for the rest of the day and mentions that you've already paid for another 3 meals. That's right. So I've essentially got 3 more meals in this place. So awesome. Cool. Let's see. Could I spend a night under your roof? I need health is what I need. It's getting late, so she approaches a window above the table and looks outside. Your beast won't make it easy for us, dear. She places her hand on the shutters. It's not a city inn. I don't cook for a smile. I don't work to feed noble. I allow folks to lie down there for free. She points to the bare fur with her broad chin. But that's about it. If your horse stays outside, it'll lure beasts to us. But if we move it here, upstairs, it'll leave its droppings on my floor. She gets annoyed even by the idea of it happening. If you want to rest here, love, be ready to either pay with a coin or some food rations, or to spend the night keeping your mount quiet. And clean after it in the morning, will you? Sure, that's fair. Okay. Doesn't trust me well enough to tell me what she knows about Starion. Fine. Any rumours? Any rumours? Any interesting rumours? She nods. I know this and that. Which place? What can you tell me about? Yeah, what can you tell me about? Slide, Dell, the gate, the ruins? Possibly. The Elder's Cave. Elder's Cave. Aye, there are druids there, in the old flooded mine. I don't know much about them. They keep close to Howler's Dell. Help with animals and plants. Only 2 of them ever came to creek. Soon after we built our first palisade, my lan... Oh god, is that word again? Lan was built... My lan was but a baby. You ask her what they said, and she puts her fist to her forehead. They had no guards, no weapons, not even a wolf. Were older than I am now, but were walking down these roads as if they owned them, and came to warn us. The shamanic twaddle you can hear everywhere. That we are to stay humble and respect their woods. It's the same as it is with the priests of unities, dear. You keep your eyes low and nod without a word, and let them go and do your own thing. How about... What else do I want to investigate? What about the gate? Elder's Dell, no. Elder's Cave, yeah, I wanna... The gate... Play the gate, yeah. Yeah. Is there anything to say about that? Oh, the gate there? No, the gate. Alright, let's be grateful to old Pagos that the gate is still standing. They built it on their own decades ago, and it keeps the wingless monsters away from the Western Road. It's too bad that the road... Jesus Christ, English, guys! It's hard. It's too bad that the route beyond it has overgrown. Christ, thanks. Right, that'll do. I don't need anything else. I think... Have you heard anything about necromancy? Ooh, yeah. Let's figure out about that. She rubs her chin. I don't like what they're doing one bit, but I can't blame them. The folks at White Marshes struggle, and they don't know how to protect their kids, their elders. Orentius, their priest. She cracks her shoulders. A quiet man, but preaches like a zealot. Always looks like he's on the verge of crying. She opens the door with a wave of her hand, letting in some fresh air. She looks at the lake. They used to trade in lumber. Those marshes, until Howler's Dell started selling their own trees for better prices. Trade to marshes died, and so came the hunger. She looks at you with an unclear grimace on her lips. You may judge them, but at least their preacher gave them hope, even if it's tied to black magic. Okay, let's have a look. What about... well... Yeah, I've heard there are some bandits in the north. She makes an annoyed grimace. What can I tell you, dear? You know how it goes. Lost souls need a new path after an awfulness finds them. But the years go by and it doesn't get any easier. One day they take a pile of firewood, another one and some bread and clothes. After they start hurting folk, there's no way back, even if they're not at all cruel. You ask her some more, but she's reluctant to give you straightforward answers. You don't have to worry about Glorcia's band. They hunt, sometimes take this or that, scavenge after folk who get jumped by beasts, but she never tried to threaten my place. You're safe here, and why would they try to bother a Roadwarden? Yeah. Yeah, bandits are generally just desperate, aren't they? Okay, what else? In for work. Sure, let's try and win some trust. She grins. I somehow doubt you're here to forage for me, love. Not that I have any room for another soul. Let me think. She runs her eyes over the shelves and the trophies, but it's the rocks surrounding the fireplace that catches her attention. The folks at Old Pagos are weirdly quiet. They were supposed to drop 2 wagons of rocks at my place. Can you check on them? Just find out if they're fine. You mentioned the payment. It won't take much work from a rider. You can get there and back in less than a day. Just ride west of here until the road takes you south to the crossroads. Turn west again and you'll find the village. I'll give you, let's say, a dragon bone. You say that it's not much, but she waves it off. A Roadwarden should get familiar with all the villages anyway, right? Just do it when you have a chance. I'll have more coins for you once you prove that you can be trusted with simple tasks. Cool. What can you tell me about Old Pagos? It may be one of the oldest villages in the north, but even if it's not, it's safe, with strong walls and safe roads. Their crops are weak, but for generations now they've been cutting stone and building for other tribes in exchange for supplies. Some time ago they tied themselves to the monks, and now they don't look kindly on those who don't follow the orders of truth. She pauses, twisting her lips to one side, choosing her words carefully. But they're plenty fine folks, true believers, something lost in the sea, not ones to deal in slave trading and pillage. I'll let you know if I learn anything. Cool. Alright, it's time for me to go. Nick Clegg is observing the moment on the lake. I could wash myself in the lake. Should. You enter the bridge and move to its edge. Somewhere below you, you notice a glimmer. Hey you, step back, run! Without even thinking, you leap towards the yard. A long teeth-filled mouth breaks through the water surface, splashing it in every direction. It bites the empty place where you were just standing. All the front limbs thick, scaled, and ending with claws as large as your fingers land on the wood. Once the saurian's yellow eyes notice that you're outside of its reach, it nonchalantly slides into the lake. You hear laughter coming from the yard. The large forager, who's wearing leather, was running with help, but now stands with his hands on his thighs, crackling without rest. The man in black fur, on the other hand, looks at you with worry. You see a hand kept beneath his cloak as if reaching for something. What are you doing, eh? The lake isn't for outsiders. Warn me first. Stay away, don't worry. I'll stay away, don't worry. Yeah, it's fine. It's just as companions cut it. They both move towards the gate. Okay. Right, so let's go. We need to... Man, we need to get rest, really, don't we? Can't get it before nightfall, can't get it before nightfall. Have I messed up here? Cause damn it. I need rest. Till evening. I need to crack down for the day because it's getting late. It is getting late, and I don't think there's anywhere else to go. I don't know if. So we'll go this way and then we'll come back on ourselves if there's nothing there, right? You follow the road spread between the hills and lonely trees until you reach a solid wooden bridge. Not older than a generation, you ride uphill, but Nick Clegg manages to keep up. The dark woods in the south are behind a gently humming creek, while the forest on your right was trimmed by the locals. It's a peaceful journey, or at least for some time. After a few minutes, you spot a group of wolves feasting on a fallen furry beast, maybe a wisent? One of them looks towards you. We ride a bit faster. A lot faster. Get on it, Nick Clegg. Cool. Oh, lovely. Another mine-looking area. The road fades into an old tunnel. There are no signs of mining, no signposts, no human voices. The ceiling is supported by wooden beams, but the light only reaches so far. The chilling wind mercilessly bends the few lonely trees, while the shrubs oppose the weather patiently. The side path leading west is somewhat maintained, and you find both boot prints and cart tracks. It leads higher into the mountains. Oh, should I enter? I tether, sure. Your mount observes the area anxiously, so you stay for a moment to give it a good scratch under its neck and say some confident sounding rubbish. You unpack all the things you need to make a new simple torch, a log, some old rugs, a bit of oil. You grab your tinderbox and sit on the ground for a couple of minutes, preparing the flint and the linen cloth. Decades ago, before the southern invasion, people used the fire strikers made of thick steel, but all you have is a cube-like piece of harsh pyrite. It's not the best, but it's enough to make a couple of sparks. The loud flickering yellow light unevenly hits your cheek with the heat. You raise the torch, but hold it at an angle, letting the oil drip to the ground. Let's see where the tunnel leads. Oh, no, this is a terrible idea. To explore the tunnel on it, yeah, okay. Okay, well, can I? Oh, give me enough light. Could do. For a few minutes you follow a fairly straight corridor. The timber supporting the ceiling is decaying, but you don't spot any signs of collapse. The floor is littered with bones and rotting food, most likely dragged in here by wild beasts. But there are also signs of soot above you, boot prints left on the dried mud. You reach the crossroads and stop in place. There's no sconce in sight. Christ. So you'd have to constantly carry the torch, or lose it for good. And it won't last for long anyway. The draft is hardly noticeable, so looking for an exit in the dark could be dangerous. Sure, let's do it. Let's do some magic. Cool. You lean the torch against the wall, letting it mark the spot, then draw both your axe and one of your oldest amulets, a pendant made of leather and a single dim pearl. The little sphere is covered by cryptic engravings, but if there's any special meaning behind them, you've never been able to find out what they could be. You bite into the strap, sense the pleasant, familiar warmth, then press the blade with your open arms. After a minute of repeating the simple incantation, the pearl and your weapon start to glow purple. Why not? It covers the walls with a pulsating, uneasy light. Its rhythms and strength keep changing, and you feel tingling in your fingers. Your lip catches a rotting aftertaste as you surround the pendant with a cloth, then put it back in your satchel. I go deeper. Let's do it. Let's see. The road ahead is like when you just crossed a human-carved straight corridor supported with beams, while the other paths are curved and narrow. The only light comes from the exit minutes away from here. Well, let's start left. The air in the chambers is humid. The straw beds are covered with mould, the sagging racks are bending under their own weight, and the animal pelts on the floor release a terrible stench. I search the room carefully. Ooh, a bone ring. You found, using an old walking stick, you push the furs and mattresses aside, and you spare your gloves from touching the sticky odds and ends by wrapping them in a cloth. You find only one thing of value hidden in a rare dry bowl pushed to the side of a shelf, a tiny ring made of bone. Not a coin, but a piece of jewellery, still elegant with a distinguished carving of a fish on its top and scales on its side. Okay, so we've done that. Sleeping chamber. Well, we'll come back to that, I think. I move forward. You forge ahead for another few long minutes. No longer able to see the light from the exit, you'd need to stand on someone's shoulders to touch the ceiling. So far you could ride through the tunnel without getting out of the saddle. The sound of a stream is reaching you from ahead. This time there are no side paths. Ooh. I move forward. The stream has formed a wide pond. You stab it in a few spots, but it turns out to be only a finger or two deep. There are no signs of a bridge. Let's take a closer look at this water. It could be dangerous. It's clean, but the dark rocks and the lack of light camouflage its soft sand-like bed. You find a few fish bones and other remains, but with every step you disturb the sediment, further clouding the water. The water flows from your right to the left. Its trail is wide enough to follow at least for a few steps. and so tall you can do so without crouching. Okay, I follow the water. Ooh, I picked up a cavia mushroom. The corridors become less spacious after just a few steps, but you manage to take a good look around, moving both with and against the flow. The wet walls are home to worms, mould, and what looks like pale spiders, though with only 6 legs. Among the commotion, you spot a cave ear sticking out of the wall, a familiar though unfriendly mushroom, the creamy colour distorted by your light. You grab the knife and cut away what seems like the least bug-infested chunk, and after wrapping it with a linen sheet, you wash your hands. The cave ear is used by some fighters to enhance their senses in combat. You may want to take it to an alchemist. Ooh, me likey. Alright, let's move forward. Onwards. I take a... Oh, Christ. The open door to your right leads to a narrow corridor. You take a further look down the tunnel. A cave in broke the timber, blocking the path forward. Take a closer look at the cave in. You push away a few rocks, making them roll on the floor, but the blockade is at least a few steps deep. It would take an entire team of diggers to get through, if it's possible at all. You climb up a bit and peek through a larger hole close to the ceiling. There's a weak light coming from the distant end of the tunnel. I step away. I walk through the door. It squeaks. The corridor resembles the interiors of a fortress, with flat, regular walls and a ceiling so low you couldn't ride through it. You reach another much larger chamber, which seems to mimic the corridor style. I enter it. Spoiled food and mouldy planks make you hold your breath. The chamber used to serve as a dining spot with tables, chairs, shelves for mugs, and barrels for drinks, but all that's left are worms and mustiness. You don't see the furthest wall until you bring your light closer. The open door leads to a new natural cavern. Another closed door is in the corner of the room opposite the one you came from. I search. Let's do it. Ooh, found a small iron key. The place was abandoned in haste, but you find no signs of large creatures, bones, or destruction. The wood gives way only to time. A few of the barrels still contain liquids, though you wouldn't dare open them. Close to the exit leading to a cave, you find a hook with a simple iron key. You pick it up, it stains your hand with rust. I try and open the door in the corner. The door gives way. The next room is also too large for your light to reach all the corners at once. The empty shelves, chests, and spear racks give you no promise of a hidden treasure, but you also find a box with rusty nails, a cracked barrel in the corner, and a broken blade. You could spend some time collecting these and other iron scraps, then sell them in a village. In the room's corner, you notice a wide sheet of mouldy fabric that covers a large part of the wall. I collect the metal scraps. You collect the iron scraps. Having no useful tools at hand, you struggle to dismantle the barrel and cut away all the bits of wood that are attached to the pieces of iron steel. After a long while, you prepare a decent clanging sack. For now, you move it to the dining chamber and leave it by the exit. Examine the curtain. It's divided in the centre, allowing you to draw it. Behind it, you find a tiny room, maybe 2 steps wide and 3 steps deep. It's silent, not as humid. The walls ahead isn't like the others. It's covered with red and purple bricks. I look for anything unusual. The walls to your left and right bear a few iron hooks that could be used to hang cloaks, paintings, or trophies. The corners aren't too dusty and there are no footprints on the floor. You inspect the brick wall further. In its centre, at chest height, you spot a distinctive engraving. It's a winged hourglass about a finger long. I touch the shape of the hourglass with the pendant iron. It's a match. You fit to a massive bronze key. You fit it into the grooves and press. The brick moves deeper inside, then bounces back, allowing you to draw it completely. In the secret compartment, you find a key made of bronze. It's as large as your forearm. Cool, I leave the room. No surprises in the armory. I leave the room. To the ajar door? There we go, yeah. The cave is so moist that the diggers place planks on the ground, serving as now useless bridge through the puddles. The rocks shaped like icicles ominously, Jesus Christ, English again, hang from the ceiling, in some spots merging with their on-the-floor counterparts and forming hourglass-like columns. I search the chamber. You leave the rotten plants and explore the cavern carefully, making light dance on the droplets and puddles, but you find nothing of use or value. I try to open the door. The door opens quietly and you return to the main tunnel. You could turn south again and see if there's anything you missed, but after you blink a few times you realise there's a light at the opposite end of the tunnel. Far ahead, it's weak and it flickers like a torch. I move closer to the light. Let's have a look. Still carrying your light, you move forward carefully. You pay attention to the sound of movements, but there's no crackling of a campfire, no wandering or chatter. You see a shape of a gate far in the distance. I look for anything unusual. You look down and just in time, there's a cord stretched right above the ground. In a few spots holding a piece of wooden bone, they are meant to make a sound if disturbed. You crouch, carefully cut it, putting the remains of the trap on the floor. So try and get close enough. You get close enough to recognize more distinctive shapes in the shadows, but your own light also draws attention. The one at the end of the tunnel draws near, followed by a few human-like figures. I take steps back to try and see who I'm dealing with. The creatures don't shout or wail, and neither... Oh god, no. No, that's not good. Oh no, this is combat. I might be dead here. The creatures don't shout or wail, and neither make threatening gestures nor cast angry glances. You hear only the rattle of their bones as they hit against the rocky floor. The empty eye sockets and the naked skulls reveal nothing. 4 skeletons wear a few rags, and 2 of them still have scraping flesh on their limbs. The weapons are unconvincing, simple digging tools and spears tipped with rocks, but you notice the speed and confidence of their movements. The one in the back is holding a wooden lantern while another one is carrying a fresh torch, but the group doesn't pay much attention to their steps. I'm getting out of here. I have 1 hit point. You run with confidence, making sure you have your equipment at hand. I run to the chamber with the stalactites. The water splatters beneath your boots. I run to the dining chamber. You give the door behind you another look. There's no way to lock it. I leave the chamber. You lead the undead to the short corridor. The door has no lock, but you can't keep them away. But they have to enter one at a time. That makes chances, isn't it? I keep running. Yep, you get through the door and look around. Only one path left. I run towards the stream. Water splatters beneath your boots. I run up the tunnel. You keep running, gasping for air. I head back to the crossroads. You don't have much time. You can either leave the tunnel or enter a side corridor. If you choose the latter, you won't have the option to turn back. I flee! Oh, boy. You run through... Man. You run through the last straight corridor midway through the skeleton's rattle recedes. They let you be even before you reach Neat Clegg. Hungry and sweaty, you look back. The light stops for a few minutes away from here. Somewhere close to the crossroads, you won't have a chance to sneak by them. I need to face the undead. You look into the tunnel, weak light invites you with its flicker. I need to prepare myself. I need health. Seek shelter, yes. It's too dangerous to stay here. You can't... Oh Christ, it's too dangerous to It's too dangerous to stay here. You can't sleep here, but there's still time to travel to a safer spot. You can find the closest shelter at Foggy Lake, but the creatures at night are surely going to attack you. I'm not in a good place. Foggy Lake. We need to, yeah, I need to travel. Oh boy, seek shelter, yeah. Damn it, I might be dead here. I may be dead here. Oh no, I made it, okay. There's a hint of a strange stench, yeah, cool. Sleep! I need to sleep. I've got nothing! I'm so poor! No, I'm so poor. I need something. Don't need to eat right now. Right. If I... Oh, I see. If I don't recover that. I just need 1 bit of money. That's all I need. God, I'm so poor. So goddamn poor. Right, well, I'm not going to die, but I'm going to suffer. But I do need to sleep. The sound of rain wakes you up briefly. Before you return to sleep, you think about your plans. Riding in the mud is difficult. Nick Clegg will have a rough time, especially on the unpaved ground. It may be a good day to take a break at the inn. The monstrous shouts wake you up. The night is bright, and from the window at the tavern you have a good look at the yard. A few massive dragonlings are exploring the courtyard, knocking over wooden tools with their tails, putting their noses into buckles and underneath the stairs. You count 5 of them so far, but you can't see the entire area at once. One of them spots your look and moves closer. Still, it doesn't try to climb the door. Maybe it's experienced enough to know it won't get through. I Close the shutter slowly. Oh my days. I'm super deaf. You're on the verge of death and it affects your appearance. But I have some things I'm willing to part with. You show what you have for sale, but she waves her hand. Nah, she's not interested. Didn't think so. Okay, I'd like to eat. Well, give me something to eat, at least. I've got 2 meals left. I need to go back to... I need to go back to Hovlehaven, right? Rest. Rest. Oh, there you go. There's a hit point. You spend the entire day taking care of smaller chores. Yes, I need rest. Give me that hit point back. Oh my god, we're on the dusk. No, we're not doing that. No. No, it's not Hovlehaven. It's Howler's Dell I needed to go to because that's where the money's at. And then I need to come back here when I've got hit points. Alright, so let's time for me to go. Travel, yes. Let's travel. Okay, before nightfall. Is it genuinely like actually oh, Christ, it is as well. Am I gonna lose another I'm gonna make a net loss. Hang on. Oh no, it's gonna give me that one. I'm just gonna lose it again because I've done that. I've achieved nothing here. I feel like I've genuinely achieved nothing. Skip the ritual. See, I need just one. Right, well, we're gonna sleep. This is probably a bad idea because that means I've wasted 2 days essentially. It's calm, warm night as your first sleep ends. You stretch out and prepare yourself for an active hour or two. It's time to take care of some things that must be done at least once every few days. They're a bit more challenging than your nightly routine. Yep, sure. Gather my amulets and focus on my breath. Please wake up good. Okay, I'd like to eat again. Right, I've got 1 more left, so I need to... I could rest. I could rest again. No, we need to travel. We need to go. Let's go to Howler's Dell. Thank you. Time for me to go. Travel, Howler's Dell. Gonna take me a bit, but I'll get there. Head to the stables, yep. I'm broke. Yes, I'm broke. Yes, I'll fill it with water. Cool. Oh no! No! I'm too tired! No! I need money! Oh, god damn it. Right, well, we are going to pick up this next time because I'm in a bit of a dilemma. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you then. Bye!